Bird, and we are at the Cyberpunk Gaming Garage. I am running past some. So I'm working with my foot massager down here. I want this on in heat. Where's the heat massage, please? And what do we got here? The timing should be here. I just literally just sneezed. I got sniffles now. Anyway, I decided to go with in the gaming garage. I decided to go with an Elite. This is made by Elite. We actually bought our edgeless screens from them. Same company, but it's all by Elite. Anyway, I like the Oh man, I know it's gonna have sniffles. I sneezed one time. Sniffle City. Hold up, there, people. Just got in the foot massager. Just got into it. Gee whiz Louise. I'm going to this horrible. I sneezed one time because I don't know if the allergies are bad now, but I got into this really horrible sniffle effect. So let me get back into my foot massager here. Excuse the nose blowing. I do apologize. I go through this when I sneeze every time. Don't apologize. Gotta do it. At least my allergies were worse here than they were at the other place. They were have to wake up to sneeze like 7, 8 times in the morning, like starting the motor up. But anyway, okay, so what we're doing right now is I got some ideas on how I want to do my theme for my projection screen setup. So the cloud system freaking is amazing. So I built me a prototype over there. It's a small prototype. It's not done yet because I'm still waiting for the cotton to come in, which is going to be on the 24th. But I just used some cotton I had laying around and to see exactly what would the effect be, and it actually looks fantastic. But I think the other cotton would give off more of an effect because that one's kind of matted and flat and I had to tear it up, where the other one's going to be much more fluffier, like a cloud. And that's what I ordered, and it's coming in. I should have it on the 24th, but this stuff here got here early. But at least I know now, before I dump the money into this thing, I know exactly what I'm getting myself into. So we're going to do like a kind of a UFO encounter. That's what the cloud system's going to set up to look like. UFOs, how to build them is extremely easy. I build my own props for my PCs, and it's really easy to do with Tupperware. Tupperware, you can build anything with Tupperware. And of course, you want to make sure you have one of those rotary tools to cut things up and design them how you want. So I figure I'm going to do like a multi kind of light display where I want the UFO to come down in between the cotton clouds and display itself. So I want that whole flashing effect, like Close Encounter of the Third Kind, when that thing was landing on top of that hill or the mountain and you just saw lightning cracking around it. So that's what we're going to operate the strobes around it. And we're just going to make sure that all the chasers point toward the UFO where it's coming down at, because I want to give off like that radiated effect. The screen we're going to go with is going to be, well, it won't be 125 when we get done with it, but it's going to be a 125 inch screen. These companies made by Elite. As I said, I bought my fixed frames from them, and that's going to be a part of the display. It's going to come down. Oh man, I want to watch Close Encounter of the Third Kind. It's the first movie I'm watching. That's one of my favorite movies to watch when I get it. We're going to mount it. I was going to mount it to the ceiling, but now we can mount it right directly to the wall, which wouldn't be a problem. We are right now. I just filled out my paperwork for my permits, so they're done. They're easy. I could have been at them days ago, but I was kind of busy, so I got to go down, drop them off, pay whatever I got to be paid. Something like $200 or something, $50, something like 160, something like around 210, 220, something like that. But anyway, get that knocked off. That gives me my permit to get this done. So once we get the drywall installed, then after that, I'm gonna go. Matter of fact, while I'm down there, I'm gonna ask questions about leveling the floor, what I need for that. The guy, when I asked him about it, he kind of like said, well, you know, you gotta level the floor. It's a garage. If you're gonna be doing gaming in there, so you know, he kind of didn't say much about it. So I think, I don't know. I think I'll have to worry about getting permits for that one. But anyway, I'm just gonna go down and check just in case before we spend the lumber and everything to put that thing together. So once that's done, rest of the installation is gonna be done on tomorrow. Yeah, so the stuff we have here right now, it's a go already. It's passed. We can have this in here. It's not a problem. So that's done. I'm gonna put myself an ultimate mod desk in. Yeah, stacks of computers and graphic cards and everything I need to start building and modding stuff, and all kinds of parts and pieces I need to build and design my stuff, because I got several PCs I want to design. I also want to do a vegetable cool PC, which that one over there is being stripped down to 4. Got to find a fish tank that fits it. And I'm going to get the Xbox new system and the PS5. I'm taking them out of their case and I'm running through liquid cooling system through probably a micro ATX case. I don't need a micro. I'm just getting an AT. No, I get a micro ATX case for, and I'm going to be modding my own systems for that because I'm going to turn the PS5 into an ice box, and the Xbox unit into a nuclear reactor. I guess nuclear reactor. That's what I'm turning into because it's green anyway. Might as well. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be doing with that. All right, and we got some other stuff going to be building here. We got the weapons wall, where I got all my collectibles I have, which I'm going to have on this wall right here. I'm not taking all my stuff out of storage, just some of my stuff. I don't want this stuff with all my stuff. Just some of my stuff will be in the rest of it's going to stay in the storage unit because we don't need it out here. I do want to put and build my own. I'm building my own stuff in here. We're not buying anything, furniture and stuff. We're building everything. We're going to put a gaming sofa in. Definitely going to put one of them in. This one equipped with speakers, like I said with the other one, speakers and everything else I want to have installed into it that I need. But this place is going to look pretty cool when we get done with it. So anyway, first thing of order, like I said, once we get those permits back, and I can't wait for them to pop down. I'm still waiting for them to come down. I hope they can come down sooner because I can get more information from them. But I just pop over there. But when they come down, I'm going to ask some questions about certain things I want to do in here. As for like water and all that stuff in here, we don't need it and don't require it. But if I need it, I got friends that are contractors. So that's the good thing about having friends that are contractors. I looked it up. It's probably going to cost, if I didn't have a contract, it'd be $1,000. Since I do have friends that are contractors, $150. Yeah, it's a plus out of having friends that do that kind of work at the end of the day. $150, and he's just requesting one of the screens. He wants one of those black screens set up in his home, so not a problem. As for getting that, that's not hard to get those permits and all that stuff. Just make sure, we have to make sure that everything's legit, all the paperwork's up to code, and we're good to go. We do what we need to do. And on top of it, like I said, I'm very interested in this field because I got this thing for the tiny home community, which when I get my land, I'm going to build a couple of these out here on my land. And I want to be able to make sure I know everything about zoning, even though we won't need it out there. And I want to get my certifications for basically for building, you know, stuff like that. So let's get back to this right here. So this is one of the things we need right here. And in order to get the UFO to drop down from the ceiling, they make a unit for a projection screen, like a stand that kind of elevates to the floor or elevates to the ceiling. So let me see if I can remember what that thing is. So figure out closer what's what it's called. I think it's a motorized projectors mount. And there you are. They make them. And they're cheap too. They're like $125 for these bad boys. Most you pay for one is like $250, but they're cheap. So this is for those of you who have drop down ceilings. Maybe you got a panel system in your ceiling and you don't want this projector sticking out, like throwing off your whole entire, I don't know, some people have like copper ceiling tiles put in there, kind of expensive. You don't want this projector protruding out of it. So you can make a compartment where your projector can actually come down from the ceiling with the tile attached to it and present itself and then hide away up in the ceiling. Yeah, there you go. Woo! And they're pretty affordable. So we can get one on Amazon for $250. And I got another one here for $129. I'll take the $250. Because better safe than sorry, because we got to mount our UFO to this thing. Let me see, I got it over here. So that's the unit right there. So we're going to mount our UFO right here where the projector is going to be at. Of course, put a nice little cloud around it, so that way it basically tucks away nicely up underneath the cloud city, or the, you know, talking about the tons and tons of clouds we're going to have up there. And then when the time comes, this is by remote control, by the way, too, we can actually bring it down. Oh my goodness, I wonder if I can get Close Encounter of the Third kind of do 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 do, or is this going to be freaking sick? Oh, they got a Black Friday sale, 207. Woo! Let me see, they got any videos on this thing? So this right here is where your projector with the UFO would be at. It'd be mounted to here. And this right here is the whole system right there. Of course, since we have an open ceiling, we don't have to really worry about cutting it up or anything. We just put a nice little rail system up there and with pieces of wood and rail it in and just connect this to that up there. A little rail system from one end, a beam here and a beam there, connect that in there, and then basically cloud it in. That's basically about it. But to make sure none of these get caught up in the cotton, I'm going to have to build me a funnel system from here to here. So that way it blocks anything from the clouds pushing it from here to the chamber and so. And then we'll put, excuse me, our UFO right here at the bottom. So that way I can have the UFO come out with the lights all around it, and then 2 little alien guys at the top, which I'm gonna have that glowing white light so you can actually see them crystal clear. And that's how we're gonna set it up. I told you, I never do anything normal. Usually most people just do a cloud ceiling, that's it. We gotta do things on a whole nother level. So I want a multi-layer LED light display. What that means is I want the first set of cotton. First we put the LED lights in first because we have to build a whole bracket rail system up there so we can connect the cotton to. And then we're going to put the first set of LED lights in, stack it with cotton. And then we're going to stack with a little bit more cotton and then put another set of LED lights in because I want layers of a 3D effect of this thing going off. And then in certain corners, we're going to put these mini strobe lights so when that crack of lightning hits up, when we put the chasers in and we have the build, which is called the stack. This is where the lights actually stack up and then they actually generate this little flash. We're going to put strobe lights in those sections so they generate all this light pushing through. And then, with that being said, people, that's where we're going to have the UFO come down. And all this is going to be wrapped around that giant screen, which is actually going to be built into the cloud system, which you won't even see until we hit the button and it just comes out from the clouds like a UFO with this little prop we're going to have with it. We never do anything normal. Why? Why do it normal? It's boring. Look at that. That is freaking cool. Now, for those of you, like I said, who want to hide your projector and you don't want it sticking out, so you don't want to see it, or you want something that's going to pop up out of the floor, which isn't a bad idea, but we can't do the floor. Would have been a good idea if we had a projector sitting on the floor, because we're building our own floor, which means we could tuck this thing under the floor. But, yeah, the floor is going to be a giant projection screen, so no, we can't have any projectors on the floor. Other than that, for those of you who may have like a tile system, you don't want basically being, thrown off or being disrupted by a projector sticking out of your nice little tile ceiling, you can install one of these bad boys. They're $270. Has a remote control. Woohoo! Let me show you right here on the side. Has a remote control attached to it. This is what you need right here. So if you want to have something pretty cool, or also too, this works with motorized projection or the projection screen. You want a projection screen to come up from your deck? Guess what? These things are actually fantastic for that. There's so much you can do with these things. And it's Charlie. Yep, that's the system right there. Easy to assemble, easy to put together. When I get mine, I'll do a video on it on how to put it together. So this is some of the stuff we're going to have on this Cyberpunk gaming garage. Stuff like this. On how to go to eBay and utilize, or even YouTube and eBay, how to go and utilize stuff, how to work it into your home theater setup or basically your gaming setup. I'm going to be buying a lot of this cool stuff. So it shows you your ceiling and how far it's going to be. We've got plenty enough room for this thing. So for what my ceiling is over here, because it's open, it's completely open. So I can actually go up there and I can build a system right up in there that will allow it to drop down easily, because we have all this open area right here. This garage reminds me of a bare bone kit. It does, like a PC bare bone kit. You're lucky to get one of those cases that has all this extra room in it that you can put anything you want in there. Like, wow, I got plenty of room to put like 2 power supplies and whatever. Actually, I did have a PC with 2 power supplies. It was the 2011 server board, had 2 power supplies attached to it. And people sitting there and said, well, how do you run 2 power supplies through one ATX Molex? Well, basically what you do is you have to basically do some slice and dicing. You get yourself, they make, they used to make Y adapter, well, they do make them now, they make Y adapter power supplies, but before when I was coming, they make them, so you had to make your own. This is where a soldering gun comes in handy. We can actually run 2 power supplies into one motherboard, and yes, it does run. Let me see. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting this right here. This is absolutely fantastic. So that's what we need for the UFO display. Right there. And that's why I need my mod desk so I can build these props. And let's see. So this is the best one. I like this one here. Anybody got any reviews on this thing that bought this thing? There's a couple of them here. This one's actually 200 right there. It's not bad. That's 260. I remember the same price I'm paying for anyway. Your tile, let me see where they have the lift at. Yeah, your projector goes here, and this is where you put your tile right here to match your ceiling. But we're not using this for a projector. This is going to be strictly used for a UFO. So you know, if I'm spending this much money for this lift, the UFO has to be absolutely detailed. Like, I don't know what, and it is. It's going to be detailed. Man, I think it's going to be insane when we get done with it. I might put an attractor beam on it too. That'd be sick and cool. But an attractor beam that comes with it. Gotta hook one of those up. So it's going to involve some breadboarding and some soldering. Because we got to make our own circuit boards for that baby. Oh, sorry, I got one here. Look at this.
Hope you enjoy the show.
Oh, it's got a voice on it? Are you kidding me? Oh, the descent is perfect. It's slow and it's perfect for the UFO. Oh, yes. That is sick. I don't know that I'm good. I know how to put it together. That's easy. That is freaking cool. I wanted to see how the descent was. The descent is nice and slow. That is perfect for a UFO. Perfect. I'm buying one of these for the neighborhood kids around here. Oh, they got another one here with the rings. I'm getting this one too. I got games set up for the kids around here. We got a bunch of kids around here. I mean, they got other things to do, but still, I want to keep them occupied doing something and keep them out of trouble. That is freaking cool right there. This is freaking cool right there. I'm going to get both of these. There's some ring toss games up here for them. All right, let me see. So that is definitely, yes. I like the descent. It's nice. It's slow. Got a voice on it? Really? That's interesting. It says enjoy the movie. That's pretty cool. But we're not going to have that. Well, we could put enjoy the movie because it's going to be part of my theater setup. Oh, that's so easy to put together. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not hard. Use 25 watts of power. Of course, you're not going to see any of this. You won't see none of this at all, period. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to build a kind of a cover around this. So you won't see this. This will be inside, but it'll be a cover around this right here. And that will be covered in the cotton cloud effect. So you won't see this. You won't see any of this. We're going to build a cover around here. Actually, that will be up in the ceiling, so you won't be able to see that at all, period. This will be covered under the cloud. So we have to put a funnel system from here to here. So none of this gets caught up with any cotton or anything from the ceiling display. It'll bypass all that. We'll coat it nice and white so you won't be able to see it at all, period. And the UFO is going to be, well, we don't need this right here. This is basically for your tile to cover it up. We don't need this right here at all, period. We need the UFO here. This is what we needed at. That's all we needed right there. Pretty much, yep. So that's going to push through. We're going to have a little circle right here, like a little cotton circle barrier, and it'll push right through that. And you'll see the flying saucer come through. Now, to make sure none of the cotton actually sticks to the lights and everything we have, we're actually going to spray that with an adhesive, which is going to harden that around it. So it's going to be like a hardened tube of cotton all the way down so it slides through without snagging anything. And then we'll have our UFO pop out in the clouds, or halfway out, or halfway we want to do it. It's going to be freaking cool. Or if you can program it with the sound, can we put that do, 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 do? If not, I'll figure a way to put it up in there. But we don't need this part right here. This is just for your tile right here to hide it. If you want to blend it into your ceiling. We just need that part. Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, we got plenty of ceiling for that thing. See, when we do all this stuff, I hate to say it, we get people out of. I get these little chats back and forth where people go, "Well, how are you going to do that? How is that going to be possible? You crack books, please, crack them. You learn a lot of stuff when you crack books. These things have been around for freaking years. I mean, for years and years, these units have been around. This is the way how you can make your projector come up out of your deck or have it come out through your ceiling. And these things are cheap. They're not expensive. They're like $200 for this thing or $260 after the Black Friday sale. They're not expensive. So stop canting everything. Literally stop canting everything. You don't learn anything. You constantly put roadblocks in front of yourself. You learn nothing in life. You will go through life learning nothing. Learn to jump out, learn to leap outside the box. Take a chance every once in a while. Gee whiz, you gotta learn to experiment. How do you think half of the food that you actually eat right now, like Chips Ahoy's, Doritos, and all that stuff is usually made because somebody decided to do something different. You ever watch the documentary on Kellogg's cornflakes? That's a really fascinating one right there. Kellogg's cornflakes was discovered by accident. It wasn't intentionally; it was by accident that they found out about cornflakes. That ended up being a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Accident. Mistake. It was a mistake. Kellogg's was a mistake. No one sat there and said that, I'm going to develop. A guy by the name of Kellogg's is the name of the person who actually developed Kellogg's. It was actually made by mistake. He was a health guru. And he wanted to basically have people eat better and exercise. And he had this fantastic, what was it called? He had a fantastic kind of like it was like a gym or some kind of membership lodge or whatever it was. But you weren't allowed to have alcohol. You weren't allowed to eat meat. There was a lot of stuff he didn't have that he didn't eat. He basically passed it on to the people that were actually a part of this group they was in. He was trying to figure out exactly healthier ways for them to eat, and this is where Kellogg's ended up being discovered. And later on, somebody put milk into it, and voila. But if you don't believe me, look it up for yourself. I kind of like to go back and look at the documentary lives of like Radio Shack, how they first started, Pepsi, how they first started, stuff like that. See how they developed it and where it came from. As a matter of fact, let me see. We're off topic here for a minute. The inventor of Kellogg's cornflakes. Boom. See? Accidentally was discovered. John Harvey Kellogg's changed breakfast forever when they accidentally flaked the wheat berries. Yeah, I do. I'm a research junkie. I research at just about everything. I don't talk about anything unless I know about it. So basically, I'm a history junkie. All that stuff they teach in books and stuff in school, that wasn't enough for me. I had to know what actually really happened. Like I said, I talk about the Wright brothers a lot. A lot of people understand that. People think of these two guys out there and developed this plane, which they did, and it all went smoothly. Heck no, it didn't went smoothly. They went through a whole lot of HE double hockey sticks to develop that thing, because they had a whole bunch of naysayers on the other side of the town that were ridiculing them. They were crazy. At one point, they tried to basically have them committed because they thought they were insane. Because there were no airplanes. Nowadays, someone's ever develop a new plane, but that's nothing new. We see planes fly all the time. It's nothing. But imagine an era where planes didn't even exist. It was just a dream, and someone was actually trying to make this happen. So yeah, Kellogg's was developed. Your cornflakes was developed by accident. It was a mistake. So this guy was a big time businessman. He was a big time health guru, and he had this kind of gym where he wanted people to start eating healthier and cut out alcohol, cut out red meat, all that stuff. He had these really strict requirements if you're going to be a member of his health organization. He was in our club, or we want to call it a gym membership, or we want to call it then. And basically, we're just trying to figure out new ways to try to make food more edible that people would enjoy. They would enjoy the food, and that's one of the problems they were having. And they accidentally made Kellogg's. This is where it came from. Yep. I don't know why it popped in my mind. Oh, well, when I was going through the respiratory issues, and sometimes I would have problems where I would have these anxieties that would pop up, and it would make me think I was suffocating. I wasn't actually suffocating. It was my mind messing with my head, where I was going through, and I would basically watch documentaries, tons and tons of documentaries, because it would keep my mind off the thoughts that were going through my head. And I could basically, that's how I learned all this stuff, and I got basically hooked on it and just been researching it ever since. But yeah, this guy from Kellogg's, that's his name. That's where the name came from, for Kellogg's. And he's the one that developed this by accident. Like, a lot of people didn't realize that William Penn used to be a bodybuilder. You see William Penn as this big dopey brown guy, but no, at one point William Penn was a bodybuilder. I love this stuff. William Penn was a bodybuilder. 5 facts about William Penn. So no, he wasn't always fat and dopey. William Penn was basically, that was on top of it, he got in a lot of trouble too on top of that. He did some pretty deceitful stuff. He did some stuff. That's why I said I love it when history paints these guys out to be like saints. No, these guys did some stuff. Yeah, but William Penn was a fan of the weightlifting. Abraham Lincoln boxed. Let me see. What happened here? We got to go through all this stuff. I'm not going to go through it right now because there's something to look at. But this is just really interesting that he was a man of weights. And I was like, William Penn? You know, because you see this big guy. Then like, no, William Penn was actually into weights. And what was it? Let me see. I think I was pretty sure on that. Abraham Lincoln liked the box. Let me see. I got to dig up some of this stuff up for you. But yeah, you can look at Wikipedia's and all that. Yeah, Abraham Lincoln was a thing of wrestling. Abraham Lincoln, yeah, ran wrestling and lifting objects. Yeah, he was a bit of a boxer and wrestler, right there. A lot of people didn't realize that, but yeah, Abraham Lincoln liked to brawl. He liked to be challenged. Oh man, it's freaking interesting. And guess what? These men they like women of the night. All that stuff. Yeah, they're normal people at the end of the day. They did crazy stuff. George Washington. Interesting. When people said, I cannot tell a lie, that is virtually impossible. Everybody freaking lies. Everybody. It means you would have to be 100% sinless and perfect in order not to do that. Sorry, when people sit there and say that, oh, I cannot tell a lie, you can. Everybody lies. Maybe you told the truth about the cherry tree, but if I told the truth, like if I told the truth and said, hey, look, I didn't do so and so and so, I should become president. Anyway, interesting theories. All right, I'm going in here real quick. You know, like the poor Indians. Oh, some people don't like to talk about that one, do they? On how they were treated here on their own land that belonged to them to begin with. Yeah. They don't tell you everything that went on in history, do they? They kind of like pre it up a little bit, you know what I mean? But yeah, we messed. Nothing we, because I wasn't here to begin with. I was brought here, so yeah, against my own will. So we really want to get heavy on history, and I got channels that I go into, and we have real serious history discussions. And in discussions, what we talk about is basically at the end of the day is that the real things that went on in history. History is not pretty. It's very, very brutal. But in school, they kind of paint it up to be, it wasn't that bad. But it was very, 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 very brutal. Very brutal. And again, we didn't actually say that we wanted to come here. We were brought here. That's all to it. You know what I mean? Without our will. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. But I feel sorry for the American Indian because this was all theirs to begin with. And for some people saying, well, no, it's the equivalent to me going into your house and kicking in your front door, bringing a small army with me, telling you to get off of your property and sticking a flag in the middle of your living room saying, this is mine now, you had to go. And if you try to fight me back, now you're considered to be savages because, it's sad because, that's their culture, that's their belief, that's their religion at the end of the day. And to them, this is their normal. But because other people go into their land, now they're considered to be savages because they're not on their level. Interesting that if it wasn't for them, the first settlers wouldn't have survived to begin with because they needed to get information from them to learn how to live off the land. Yeah. So I didn't like any of this stuff. I got friends of mine that are American Indians, so I feel bad about them about that, on all that. All right, so let's go over here and let's look at this right here. So this is pretty cool. I like this unit right here. So yeah, it's going to take a power supply unit. Of course, once we get those permits for the ceiling, because I have to get permits to have the electrician come in, because it'd be different if he was going to cap off the light, but we actually need a high power outlet now up there because we have to run this and we have to run several projectors up there. So that's one of the things they asked us about the gaming room. How many projectors are we going to be running? And I said, probably most likely we have one for the projector mapping, for the main ones, it's the ceiling, and we have one for the ceiling here, and then this lift unit we're going to definitely have to power. So that we're definitely going to need. So I wonder if that's a well, it doesn't make a difference if it's a universal adapter, but I'm pretty curious what other projectors would run off that, because that's definitely not going to, well, we have to reach, if we're going to run my Christie projectors are freaking heavy, but we're not running this is for something else. Let's see what else I'm looking at here too on top of that. Chasers. Let's see, chaser LED lights. Let me see. Blah, 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 blah. As I can see, we got a troll in the room already. We're not talking about that. And again, I'm good friends with the owner. So, no, it's not. So, I know you're in here to cause trouble, and I don't have time for that, okay? We're talking about something completely different. So let me put you in a timeout because I can see you're having some problems. There we go. Bye-bye. He wanted to talk about saying, well, I guess the rent's going to go up because I'm basically upgrading. I talked about upgrading when I first came here. So I told him I was going to my plans. So the first thing when people ask you when you're working on a spot, what are your plans? My plans are basically to upgrade. That's what I'm going to do from the door. See, what you don't understand when you make a statement like that is that anytime we drop into an area, we always upgrade, which means we leave the upgrades behind, which means their property value jumps. Like the building we're going to be going into pretty soon, it's going to have a ductless system installed in. Now, of course, since I got good friends over in zoning, thank you so much, I can go over and say, hey, look, how much would it cost us to get the permit to put a ductless system in? We go down there, we fill out our forms because we go every day. Usually, I'm going. See, Allentown's a small place. What I love about it. So we're like everyday faces down there now. And I got his business card. Cool guy. Talked to him, and they know what kind of stuff we're doing. I actually gave him my battle plan on what I'm working on, what I want to do. And he said, if you have any questions or need any help, you come down and contact us. Which I'm going to be down there quite a lot. So the place that we're getting to do the work at doesn't have heat and it doesn't have air conditioning. So we're going to put a ductless system in there. So I told the owner, I said, you can keep this system when we leave. That upgrades his property. And here we got internet installed in here. There was no internet installed in here. So I paid the money to run the line, put the cables and stuff in here. So this garage now has internet. The place that I lived at over in the apartment, yeah, there's high-speed internet running through there because we had to run internet through any place we're at. We got to run high-speed internet, which means it's already in there. It's an upgrade for the apartment or any place we're at. So guess what? In here, later on, after I leave out of here and I go get my land, I'm going to actually gift this guy with a ductless system. I'm going to have it installed in here. So now his garage has heat and it has air conditioning and internet. I do that at every place I'm at. So they never raised the rent on me at all, period. As a matter of fact, in the place I was living at, I was living there for about 4 years and my rent was never raised. I raised my own rent. When I came here, the rent was $500. I gave him $6. You know why? Because I felt that, hey, this guy did a good deed for me. He helped me out. I'm trying to set up my my gaming setup in here. I want to do something cool with him here for videos and stuff. And he's going to charge me $500. He's going to give me electricity and internet for free. So I said, no, I'll take it. I'll give you $6 instead. I always up the ante. Anytime, any place I lived at, I always raise the rent myself. They never raised the rent on me. Nah. And on top of that, I'm doing all the installation in here in this place, not taking anything. Matter of fact, everything I'm doing in here, new drywall, raising the floors, and the floors can be taken out and be removed. That's how we're designing them. So if you ever want to see this for garage, the floors can actually be removed. They're detachable. But putting in new drywall, put in new insulation. It's going to cost me a lot of money. But it gives me building experience in the end. And I really don't lose money in the end because my company makes the money. We're blessed to make the money that we need to do anything that we need to do. So we don't really lose any money at all, period. On top of that, when I leave out of here, he's got an insulated garage already set up for anything he wants to do with. It's already got all the permits attached to it. And then on top of that, he's going to have a ductless system we're going to put in for free after I leave. So I just upgraded his property. Yeah. So he offered already to say, hey, look, I can deduct it from your rent. No, why? Why do you want to deduct it from my rent? Most people would take that. I'm not taking that at the end of the day. Why would I take that? He's in a business. He's a businessman like me. He's making money. So I'm going to help him out. Anything he needs help with on his property, I'll take care of it. And I got family that works for the city. So again, like I said, I got people who work in contracting. So since I made good friends over there at Sony, I'm going to go over there, get whatever we need that has to be done, and get it handled, get it taken care of, as I always do. Other place I was living up on Havertown, they had a problem with a tree that came up and cracked the cement. I got my people to go in and get it taken care of. So no, maybe that's for you at the end of the day who made that comment, oh, he's going to raise the rent on you. Do you have an idea how much money I make? Raise the rent. Please, come on, man. Common sense. Common sense. I'm good. Trust me. Anything that happens in life, let me explain something to you. We're protected by God. Anything that I need, anything that I want or possess, God will provide for me to have it if he so desires it. It was my choice to come here. It wasn't forced, my choice. I got an 800 credit score. I make very good money. If I want, I can live where I need to live at. I moved in several big houses. I've had can't even want to mention the apartment. Ugh, that place was horrible. But I lived in several big houses. So if I want to rent another house, easy, not a problem at all. But I like it here because I got no one freaking around me. When I come down here to work, there's no one around me. There's no one to bug me. No one to get on my nerves. When I was in the big backyard, it happened in town, I always had someone coming down my driveway like, so what you doing over here? So what you working on? And what's that for? A couple of times in live streams, I literally had to walk away from a live stream to actually explain to somebody what it was that they were staring at. So this is a peaceful place for me to come down, work, and get my work done, work on my projects, and other future projects I'm going to be working on in the future. And then when my time is up here, I'm going to go get my 7 acres and build my house from scratch on a land that I will basically, yes, be leasing, but again, can't be touched because it's land, it's open land. I can do what I want. But no, raising the rent, no. I raised the rent when I first came here. I always do. As a matter of fact, most places I move at, I usually give them about 5 months in advance. So that way, if I decide I want to skip a month, it's already taken care of, it's already paid up. Now, I'm looking at these LED lights. Yes! These are the ones I want from Amazon. These are 21. I have never seen these before. This is freaking new. These are new LED lights. I haven't bought LED lights in so long. Let me see. I'm gonna raise the rent from what? Are you kidding me? My last house was $1,800 a month. I paid about $5,000 in expenses for that place. That place was not cheap. Yeah. Working in this place and what I pay for rent here, yeah, nothing. As a matter of fact, the 3-car garage that I basically went out and I'm renting for work is like $300. That's it. That's all it is. $300. You're better off working in a garage than you are working in a what do you call kind of a commercial kind of what's the word, showroom property. Because again, in a garage, you know, you're gonna spill stuff's gonna happen. But in a showroom, kind of hard to work in a place like that. Even when I was spraying upstairs and the carrying place, I had to make sure everything was covered in plastic because I didn't want to hit it on the wall. Definitely didn't want to hit the floor. So I had to make sure everything was covered in plastic. I need a workplace to work at, a place where we can actually drop things from time to time to worry about. We damage this or damage that. We need a workplace. So garage is absolutely perfect for it. On top of that, they're very cheap to rent. And that's basically about it. I've never seen this. So wait, we can change this to different colors. This stuff is really freaking bright. I should have ordered one of these to test it out. I'm going to have to order me some LED lights for test out. They're more expensive. Yeah, 32. We had 32 is around like $69. But yeah, well, it's definitely worth it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious what these are. These probably are super bright. I could put this around the floor, around the shelving system. I could put this around the ceiling. This stuff has got to be super bright. Look at that. Anybody got any videos on this thing? Check this out. Oh man. See, I haven't been around LED lights in a while. Look at this. These are cool. I like this. Oh, we gotta go ball with these. All right, let me see what these people are doing with this. Are you freaking kidding me? It's the EL wire. It's literally like EL wire, but a wider version of it. Oh, we're gonna go ball with this.
Hey guys, it's Maria here and review of the light. This is a nice light and it's a very nice quality. It is so soft and so nice to touch. And how you can see, you can do different forms of it, and it's very like flexible. You just need to use these things and adjust. It's like art, you know. You can do whatever you want. And look, you can change the different colors. Like you can do this color and this color and this color, and if you can upload the app and you can do like different colors for different parts, so it can be not just one color and different. Thank you.
I got it. You got to be kidding me. This is something I've been looking for a long time. Because the problem that you have with the, I might use that for the cloud system. Because the problem that you have with, no, because they don't have chasers. They had that in a chaser form. I'm definitely going with that. The problem you have with the LED lights is they're flat on one side. And they're hard to flex. If you want to curve them around stuff, you gotta bend the corners, and you run the risk of damaging the circuits. So that makes it really hard for you to curve these things around tables and chairs and anything you want. That right there makes it super easy. Man, I can outline this entire place to look like Tron. You thought that freaking the room we did with the what was it called? The circuit board was insane. Oh my goodness, what we could do with this stuff. Wow. Oh, I haven't been in LED lights in a while. I gotta buy a pack of these to see how we can hook this up. Definitely. All right, so once I got to leave out in a few minutes. I got packages to drop off, but once we get everything done, or I can get my permits. I can't wait to get mine. I got a couple more I'm going to actually pick up too. I got a couple I'm buying. I'm actually not buying, but a couple more that I'm going to go and apply for. I don't need them, but I'm getting them anyway, just for the sake of just having them. I like filling out paperwork. I told you the other day I love paperwork. I love paperwork. I love all that stuff. So yeah. I'm gonna go up there and see. Basically, once next year, I'm gonna start working for my certification. So while I'm doing all this, I'm working for my certification, electricity, plumbing, and just about anything else I would need at the end of the day to build a structure. And then I'm basically gonna be taking up some courses and basically in zoning, because I want to know everything there is about what I'm working on and how to put it all together. I tell you, I would have never picked up this love unless the complaint went through. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then on top of it, they saved us a ton of money. Because if I had went in and put in $500 worth of drywall, are you kidding me? I would have never thought you needed like a permit for drywall. Didn't think you would need it. But I think that's freaking amazing that we went in there and I was able to talk to these people. Actually, I talked to the person that they initially filed the complaint with. And he was the coolest person on the face of the planet. So we got to talking in there, and he was like, yeah, well, the woman came up and she's like, well, he needs this, that, and the other. She pulled out the paperwork. Fantastic people. Fantastic. So now there's other things I want to build outside of this place that I want to design, because I saw a couple of lots downtown that no one's claiming, and I might just buy those lots and put a couple of buildings in there. So I want to know exactly if we can put tiny homes in Allentown, which would be pretty cool. These would be rentals, like people can go in there and they could rent them out and see what it's like to have that tiny home living. So we'll have some in the city and we'll have some out in the country so people can get that experience. So what better way to incorporate our technology, our projection screen technology into that? Because I told you I want to start a whole product line of tiny home projection screen setups, compact setups. And this would be fantastic, especially with that hydraulic system right there. It would be fantastic to have one pop out from the ceiling and show this little projector on the screen that would come up from the floor. Sorry, that would not be sick. Yeah, I got plans, man. I got things I'm going to do. And I would have never known and fell in love with this zoning thing if it wasn't for the complaint. And the beautiful thing about how God works everything out is because, you know, if they had made that complaint I'd say probably about a month. Around Christmas, drywall would have been in already. See, God works everything out. So not only did I go down there and get the information needed, but I also got information for the parts department on basically getting permits for basically showing our screens next summer in the park, for donating giant screens to the city. On top of that, with being able to get nice people that will help me work with all my different projects I'm going to be working on, and they saved me $500 because that's what it would have cost me to rip out the drywall or get fined for having this stuff in here without the proper paperwork. So they kind of hooked us up. Woo! And now I got this obsession, because I already got this obsession for the tiny home life, but now I got this obsession for zoning, because I'm always interested in like what we can do, what we can't do, and all. I'm just obsessed with it. I can't wait. So you're going to be seeing a lot of me, and I'm going to sit there's courses and classes and stuff I can take. So I definitely want to do that. But this is freaking cool right here. This basically makes it so much easier. Man, it makes it so much easier. Boy, that gives my gaming desk a whole new different look on how I want to basically wrap wires and light stuff up. Huh. So everything we're building in here comes with us. Nothing in here is permanent, so we can take it with us. We can actually restore the garage right back to where it is, because everything snaps and everything comes apart. When I'm building my gaming desk, it's going to be designed in several different pieces, so I can basically take this thing apart at will, pack it, break it down, and then put it back together wherever I'm at. And that's how the floor is going to be designed. It's designed to be removed and taken apart. That is freaking cool. I've never even seen anything like this before. It's kind of like the same, kind of like, well, EL wire is much thinner that they put in PCs. That's the one she did. Let me see what they got on this one.
It's Tambi, and today I'm going to show you the Govee RGBIC Neon Rope Light. I love these Govee products. You can have a lot of fun with color, create an ambiance, create a mood in your office, in your home, in any space you like. I love this in particular because you can get really creative and have fun and make a lot of fun designs. So let me show you what this looks like. This is the rope. It's 10 feet long, and you're going to get these little adhesive stickers. I already have some set up here on the wall.
I'm scared about stickers.
This is what they look like, and this is
The reason why I'm scared about stickers, because if you ever been to this before, you set up a whole beautiful LED light display and you come downstairs the next day and it's all on the floor. Yeah, I'm still going to tape over that sucker because it freaks me out about that.
how you can hang them.
But let's see. Let's test some of these.
So you peel off the backing.
We'll test them
And
first.
then they stick to the wall, and you can create a design, and then you can actually pull them off and reuse them and change your design. So I already started to make my shape on the wall. Today
Well, but I'm not laughing at her. I'm thinking about the adhesive. So basically, in some of the adhesive, if it's red or blue, I don't know how that's going to react, but you're going to take some of your wall with you, because the red and blue adhesive is no freaking joke. I put some of that on the wall. It took the paint with it. That stuff is no joke to play with.
So you can do one
So I'm
of
hoping
two
it
ways.
doesn't
You
do
can
that.
Either lay it out on the wall, or you can put these little stickies with the groove right here into your rope before
Oh,
you
that's freaking cool.
on the wall.
So you can shape it the way you want with the grooves. That's pretty
Yeah.
hot.
And then stick it to your wall. So I'm going to run this through the grooves I've already set. So let's go ahead and do that next. And it's very bendable. And you're going to fit it into the grooves just like that. And let's kind of play with our heart shape. That. And
Lady, this looks like something bad. You better clean it up a little bit.
let's stay there for a second. There we go. Right. And I'm going to add another sticking down here. So you're going to pull the adhesive off the back.
Got that red adhesive. That's up. Hopefully it doesn't do that. We're gonna get a piece of drywall and cut it, and basically see how it works with the drywall as in removing it, so it doesn't take the paint. Cause I gotta test all this stuff out. If I'm gonna be advising people to buy this stuff, I gotta test it out. But I really like the concept of it. I really do.
Bring it together down here with one more. So let's go ahead and add Another one here. Just that. And let's just stop this one. So now we're ready to test it out. And you have a little remote control that's attached to it. So let's go ahead and turn it on. And I can change the color. Isn't this pretty? How fun! Ooh, check it out.
We're gonna basically hook this thing off.
Very nice.
The stuff that we could do with that is
Yeah.
unfreaking believable. Yeah, cloud system. I'm definitely running that through a cloud system. Well, some of that. All right, so that's fantastic. If we can get the lightning strikes, we can use that for the lightning strikes. If it has a white flash to it, well, that's gonna be sick. And we can slow down some, speed up others. We can cross them over. Whew. If you thought the Xbox 360 I showed you, the hell that wiring was a madhouse, wait till you see what we do to the ceiling. This thing is going to look insane. I want multi-control with this this cloud effect. So my cloud effect is going to be quite huge. My unit is going to be coming in from here, once we get the electrician to remove that thing out of here, all the way down to here. We're going to do the whole strip. UFO is going to pop out from here. We're going to have the whole lightning effect going off. The strobe light screen's going to come down right here. Oh, we're going to hook this up. Yes. Definitely going to hook this up. So I got an ID for a PC mod for this already. Definitely got an idea for a PC mod. I'm going to make my PC lightning storm. Oh man, we can put a nice clear epoxy at the bottom to give it kind of a shiny effect, like it's raining inside the case.
Well, so
That is
you can
freaking
really-
sick. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, we got an unboxing. Thank you.
Hey, here is the one I got online and just got the idea from my friend, and it was great in his home, so I'm just purchased it myself and just
Well, there's no chasers on that. We can see that. Hold on for a minute.
So,
Yeah, same thing we got over here. It's got the jump 3, jump 7, fade, flash, quick. Well, we can use a flash, but we can slow it down. Other ones we can speed up. It's the same thing. There's no chasers on this. I wonder if they do make a chaser version of this. Would be nice.
just trying to add some color in my kids' room. So, and actually, it comes everything refrigerated, and just basically very easy to install it. And once you have it, it's gonna be super nice color. So once my kid come to home, so I'm gonna install it when she comes ready. So I'm happy to have it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, I just wanted to share with you these
They're outside.
LED
This is
neon
weather. It's got to be
lights that I
weatherproof.
got outside, so I can.
Yeah, it definitely would have to be weatherproof because the coating that's got wrapped around it. That's why they're weatherproof. These are weatherproof. You know what we could do with these, right? Because they're weatherproof, right? We can actually submerge it into a vegetable tank because they're weatherproof. Oh, why did they do that job when they draped it? Why don't people do good jobs when they drape them? You could have did it much better than that. You could have basically stapled it around the corners and brought it to the top nice and tight so it fits nicely. Oh, that would just irk the daylights out of me. And I'm OCD, we'll take it off in a minute. Like, you just couldn't just make this, like, I would buy the set for them and do it for them. I know some people, maybe they like it that way, but still, I like it. I like that they did one outside, so that's fantastic. So they are weatherproof. All right, so we know what we're gonna get for our LED lights. So we're gonna do LED light, jellyfish. I actually got my fish tank. It's gonna have glow in the dark fish. Everything in here is gonna pretty much glow in the dark. And I might need these around my mod table. So we get all these to choose from. I'm gonna go with the $70 ones. The $70 ones are much higher. So why do you have to cut these babies and we can't cut them? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. All right, they daisy chain. That's another thing they do. They don't daisy chain. That means I'm gonna have to base them on, have them on separate circuits. Okay, I can work with it, no problem. I want to do the corners. I definitely want to do the corners in here with this. Definitely want to do the corners, and like I said, my entire floor is gonna be one big giant screen. So I'm going to have some of these Pico projectors mounted to the wall that I can just pull out on a little stand, and I can hit down. You can see the floor pop up. So I want little setups like that. We're definitely going to do that. These things are absolutely amazing. I haven't rubbed leads in a while. And I'm going to do a footprint design around my, actually I'm going to make my own glow in the dark paint. So we're going to show you how to make glow in the dark paint. Well, it's not like making it, it's like the stuff that they give you, that they sell it to you. That stuff is trash. Oh, that stuff is trash. Let me see. Glow in the dark fluorescent paint. Yeah, this stuff right here. Now this is the stuff you want. That's what you want to use. This is the powder. That's what you want to use right there. You have to make sure you be careful because it comes in different colors. So make sure you get it in the color that you want. This is a booster. This is what you put into the paint that you'll get, like all right, like these paints right here. So these paints right here, if you can see this correctly, these paints right here, they don't last that long. That's it. It's a hobby paint. All it is basically going to give you a little bit of glow, and they're going to die out, and that's it. You're going to have a lot of leads to hit this to get this to generate. But if you take that right there and you mix it with some of this high performance aluminum powder, then you have a whole different world to experiment, because this stuff is going to be so light sensitive. It's not going to be funny. It's going to charge extremely fast, and on top of that, it's going to give off a super bright glow. That's why our cases, when we light them up, that's why they look like they're like freaking, like they're glowing from radioactive, you know, because we put that powder into it. That's how you boost the levels. Now, for those you think, can I use this in a, no, you don't use this in a screen paint. When you want to, go ahead and mess your setup up, knock yourself out. But anyway, when you get it, it's going to be clear like that, but the powder is going to glow. So you have to make sure you get the powder that's going to match whatever color paint you're using. That's what you're going to have to do. And the one that's actually clear, it's actually kind of a rainbow effect. That's what that is. But if you want to like boost your Halloween costumes or whatever you're doing at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to mix this powder right here with this right here. And you want to make sure it's the same color. I think I did a tutorial on that right there, on how to basically make UV paint. And I go back to my own. This is why I record everything. I can always go back and look at what I've done. Let me see. Get this. Doesn't make a difference. We can just go right here. Let's see. UV paint. There you go. That's actually the one I did for the skull head. This is the first one I ever did. This was about 10 years ago, showing you how to make UV paint. These are tutorials I used to have. How to make glow in the dark paint. See how glowing those eyes are? They boom! Yeah, that's basically the skull head that I had sitting on top of my Xbox 360 on the unit that I modded in the UFO case. Hey, what's going on? I'm Lost Sand God. I'm designer of Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. And I dibble and dabble with paint here and there. Basically, by looking at this, you wouldn't know that this is a form of really high fluorescent homemade UV paint. This looks regular, doesn't it? There's nothing going on at all, right? All right, watch this. Yeah. Triggers like that. So this paint's like really bright. I designed this paint. I had so many people hit me up or figure out how that was done, how to get the UV lights. The UV lights stuff they gave you, that stuff is so dull, it's so cheap. You have to really spend some serious money to get the really good stuff, and that stuff is around $300 a gallon, so it's very expensive. But I figured out, well, Lord bless us, to figure out how to make our own UV paint for our mods that come up extremely light sensitive, which means all the lights I have on in the environment, you don't have to be in the dark to get that stuff to trigger. So this right here is a hat painted in, I can get set right here. Okay, this is a hat painted in this won't act right. This is a hat right here painted in everyday UV paint. So we're gonna put the light over top of it so you guys can see. All right. And then later on in time, these are all the requests we're getting from people like, you show us how to make it. At the time, I wasn't interested in making paint. I made my screen paint. That was basically about it. See, and these are tutorial videos showing you how to do it. Same stuff I'm going to be mixing over here to make my setups over here. Actually, we did that already. You see that right there where it says at the bottom? It says new glow in the dark UV screen paint. Yeah, we made it 9 years ago. When I tell you that we covered everything, because I know some people in the back of their minds right now, they're thinking that, hey, if I take that paint and I mix it in with the screen paint, then I'll get this amazing. No, we did it already. We did it 9 years ago. We've done everything, just about everything. I can literally say almost on the checklist we got done. Submerged screens underwater, been there. Get screens to filter sunlight, been there and done it already. Get screens to glow in the dark. Yeah, that was designed for a nightclub. Didn't go so well at all, period. It worked in some ways, but it kind of like made the screen ghosty, if you know what I mean. So it didn't work so well. So yeah, let's glow in the dark UV paint right there. Did it already. Gonna have to build a bigger and better mousetrap, gentlemen, to keep up. Because we've already did all that already. But yeah, it worked to a certain degree. This is when I was under contract too. I was under contract with the other company. But anyway, this is the stuff right here. But out there, first things first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and we are making our own UV paint using everyday household paint. So there are certain things that you can get off of Amazon, different forms of powders and stuff like that, that you can convert and change everyday house paint. Remember this demonstration, UV paint. Ended up having an ER paramedics come in. It's not because the paint triggered. I was very sick that day, extremely sick that day, but I still got up and did the demonstration, but I was very sick. Thank goodness I don't got to go through that anymore. That's what it looks like when you mix it. That way, you get mass light going back and forth through it. That would make it trigger. It really doesn't. And that's what it looks like when the lights. That's just using the UV lights from my kitchen. It's triggering it off. Now, a commercial about how they're going to do this, and I want you to look at this. This is hearing my voice. Yeah, I was sick, very, very sick. That's why some people talk about sacrifice. You don't know sacrifice. When you feel like your spirit's about to leave your body and you still work, you don't know sacrifice. Yeah. Glow in the dark, oppressing. Look at that stuff, man. Now, instead of me going out and spending the money, because I did spend some Hollywood paint. I bought some Hollywood paint a long time ago. That's over $300 a gallon. That's what was so expensive. I'm like, man, I'm not spending the money for this. This is crazy. And it only came in one color. So with this, you can actually change out your colors at will. And it's cheap, very affordable. You see the glow coming off that container right there? Yeah. You can make as much as you want. So instead of you getting those little tiny 4-ounce bottles, and they want to charge you like a whole bunch of money for a little 4-ounce bottle, you can make as much as you want. All right, people, that's it for me. I got to get out of here. I'm past my time. I got orders to drop off. Got to go. Thank you all, and God bless.